here we go. Morning, ladies. Meet my Lenovo ThinkServer RS160, a powerhouse that does way more than you'd expect for a 19-year-old student. This machine helps power my workflow, school projects, and even my YouTube channel. You're gonna want to hear what I have to say, so stick around. Oh my god, we're so back. Alright, I'm putting this down. Before I get into the software and apps that run on it, I want to give a little more context into the machine itself. The physical machine is one rack unit in height, and I don't know the technical term for it, but it's about half the length of most other machines. It has an Intel Xeon E3-1220V5 at 3 GHz paired with 32 GB of RAM. Alright, I'm taking these off. This is ridiculous. It's meant to be mounted in a rack, so I put it on the floor of my dirty closet, and it will probably be the reason that I need to take out fire insurance. I live in an apartment and don't have direct access to the router, so I network my entire setup with a single 10-port network switch. For this setup, I needed an operating system that was versatile, reliable, and robust. So I went enterprise grade and chose Windows 10. But I'm bougie, so I went with the Pro version. There's another one for the comments section. 2 years ago when I set this machine up, I knew nothing about Linux, so Windows was the obvious choice. Since then, I've just accessed the machine with remote desktop and SSH. Very convenient. Maybe I'll switch to Linux one day, but let's be honest, that day is not coming anytime soon. But leave a comment down below if you'd like to see that. But this build was not about the specs. It was about creating something that powers my different workflows in a robust and efficient way. And this server serves three main purposes for me: schoolwork, utility applications, and storage. And I'll kick off with schoolwork, the least important purpose. My school provides all of the computer science students a single central server that they can just SSH into and work off of. The idea of having a central server that everyone works off of is nothing new. But I feel my school's solution falls short when talking about functionality, reliability, and privacy. So here's how I aim to solve these problems with my solution. Since I'm the only one that works off of this server, reliability is no problem. Unless the power or internet goes out, this machine can handle pretty much any work that I throw at it without any interruptions. But functionality was the biggest kick in the butt for me when I was working on my school's network. My server has NeoVim with my custom configuration, Docker, Nginx, and any other apps that I require to work efficiently and properly. This simply wasn't possible before, because my school's network doesn't allow external programs on their servers, which I totally understand from a security standpoint. And lastly, privacy. I don't care as much about my personal privacy online as I should. Hell, you could probably find a picture of me in a Speedo out there, but my work is my baby. And there's a reason I have 60 private GitHub repos and like 3 public ones. Being on my own server on an encrypted network that I can monitor ensures that I'm the only one looking at what I'm doing, which gives me peace of mind. Moving on from schoolwork, the second purpose of this server is to run some of the bullshit utility apps that I can't be bothered to run on my main desktop. My main desktop has downtime. I turn it off when I go to bed, it updates the spyware so the NSA can keep seeing what I'm doing, it crashes, etc. But my server just stays on. Most of the time. It definitely has better uptime than my main PC. I have a lot of different apps running in containers on there, but the one I use the most is an image file type conversion tool, which helps me edit my YouTube videos. For those of you who have a brain and can see the images in my videos, some of those images are downloaded in a file type that doesn't support transparent backgrounds or flat out just doesn't work with Premiere Pro. My solution to this was to write a Python web server in Flask that converts these file types into a usable file type. I also have this server hosting cron jobs. And for instance, one of these jobs is an offsite backup for some of my Firebase projects. I know Google probably won't be losing my data anytime soon, but it's still good to have, I guess. The previous listed and all other tools I run on my server are Dockerized and put into containers. This way I can manage them using Portainer or any other container management software without having to SSH or remote desktop into the server. There are plenty more stupid tools like this that I want to build/use, so I'm going to make some short form content on that, so stay tuned for that. Another bonus purpose I've used my servers in the past for is running game servers like Rust and Minecraft. I used to develop plugins for these games, but I don't really do much of that anymore. But if you want to get into something like that, I highly recommend it. It's very fun. But moving on, the last motivation for this setup was a small NAS setup. Before I get sued by Linus Tech Tips for not having 300 anal bytes of storage, this was not meant to be a NAS setup, but it just ended up being a bonus for me. The Docker images for the prior mentioned apps only take up like 5 GB in total, so I had about a terabyte of network attached storage just sitting there, so why not take advantage of it? I really just store the raw footage from my YouTube channel on this server as an archive, as it serves no purpose me being on my main machine after I edit and upload the videos. And these fucking COD updates are getting out of hand, so I need as much space as I can get. All right, that's everything I got for you today. I'm still going to be making the blank in 5 minutes videos as it teaches you and I new things. But I want to branch away and start diversifying my content, and I have some good ideas stored up, but if you guys have any good ideas, make sure you leave them down below. I'd love to see them. Also, I never got to thank everyone for 1K subs. Thank you so much everyone for subbing, as it really means a lot, and I hope you guys learned something from my videos. So yeah, thanks again everyone, and happy coding.